Awesome.
My name is TJ.
And I'm Julianne.
And we
read fantasy.
Today we're here with the superstar Brigid Kemmerer.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah, someone who I fell in love with when I first read the title, A Curse So Dark and Lonely.
Really cool.
It's right on the edge of sort of like a pop title and literature. I was like, ooh, that sticks. Yeah, it was really good.
Thank you. My agent takes responsibility for that because she came up with that title. And that is the first book of all of my books that kept the same title all the way from the initial concept all the way through to publication. So,
wow.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
No, I love it. It's a great title. And Bloomsbury did an amazing job with the cover. So.
Oh, the cover looks great. Like, I love this trend of like typography covers where it's like, you know, like you see that with like Holly Black and you know,
yes,
Verdugo, you know, that like that crisp, like beautiful, bright, you know, like it almost looks like it's metal. It's great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No longer the hero wielding a sword.
Yeah.
I do kind of miss the hero wielding the sword, if I'm going to be honest.
It's better than the kicking chest.
That's true.
Right there.
That's true.
That's true. Yes.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and start with the questions.
Sure.
What were you doing when the idea of A Curse So Dark and Lonely came up first?
So what's funny is I actually started writing the book back in 2012, and I was trying to find a new agent, a new literary agent. I had one who had sold my first 3 books, and we had kind of parted ways. And I was talking to Mandy Hubbard, and she said, hey, could you pitch me some new ideas? Like, what are some new things that you want to work on? And one of those, I said, what if I took Beauty and the Beast and crossed it with Groundhog Day? And what if the prince just had to, you know, kept being turned into a monster over and over again every time he failed? And she liked the idea, and she said, write me 50 pages. And I did. And at the time, my publisher wasn't interested in the book. They weren't interested in doing YA fantasy. So it sat on a hard drive for years until the end of 2015, when I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my writing career. I was still working full time. I had 3 little boys. And I was kind of at this point where I was like, am I going to be able to keep publishing and working and raising these kids? You know, am I going to wake up one day and my kids are going to be 18 years old and I've been basically working 2 jobs their entire childhood? And my husband said to me, you know, why don't you pull out something that just makes you happy, like just something to write for fun, like remember why you love writing. And I pulled out that little 50 pages that I had written for my agent and rewrote it and sent it to her again. And she loved it just as much, and the rest is kind of history. So,
and
yeah.
2015, same title?
No, we titled it then. It didn't have a title back in 2012, but yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool.
Nice.
That's really neat. And other than fame, fortune, and immortality, why do you write?
So not to steal from Hamilton, but I love being in the room where it happens. So, like, I love storytelling. I love knowing what's happening. I tell people I love gossip, but I love hearing it. I don't share it. You know, I'm very much a vault. I have this funny story. So when I was a kid, I was always the kid, like, listening outside my parents' door. Like, I wanted to know what is going on, what is happening with everyone. And a few months ago, one of my kids was having an issue at school, and I told my husband, we need to go in the bedroom and talk about this. And we were in there and we were having a conversation, and in the middle of it, I said, wait, we are in the bedroom. Like, now we are in the bedroom. Like, yeah, like, no kidding, right? But I mean, for me, it's just all about like figuring out what makes people tick, and, you know, how to solve problems and communication and relationships. And I just love storytelling. I love that aspect of it.
Yeah. I think parenting really puts you in the we are in the bedroom mode often.
Yes.
You get so meta.
And not in the good way.
Yeah, sometimes. You get the happy cry and you're like, oh, God, you're so beautiful. Okay, good. So, what issues in your own life have you had to wrangle with in order to get where you are?
So, you know, writing is funny because media makes it seem, you know, the writers that you hear about, like J.K. Rowling or Stephanie Meyer or Stephen King, you know, it makes it seem like, oh, writers are millionaires. And writing is really kind of a long slog, of finding readers and finding people to discover your stories and things like that. There are so many people who want to do it. So it really took me a very, very long time to kind of get where I've gotten with publishing. And I remember having a conversation with my husband at the outset, and he said, do you think you're good enough for people to pay for what the stories that you're writing? And I said, yeah, I do think so. And he said, well, then let's do it. And it took years. And like I said, I worked for years, writing late at night or super early in the morning or stealing time on the weekends and things like that. And that, kind of has really been the biggest challenge of getting to where I am. And I think every writer goes through that.
Yeah.
That's hard.
I read something today about how, writers make, like on average, 10K a year,
Mm-hmm.
but household income is much higher than that because they have to supplement that income. They have to be doing other jobs. They have to be just grinding it. It's not just like, oh, you write a best-selling story and you push it out and then you make millions. Like that's
Exactly. Yeah. And even so, like I was amazed when A Curse So Dark and Lonely hit the New York Times bestseller list, and a lot of people were like, "Oh my God, are you going to buy a new house?" Like, I mean, I'd love to, but even if when a book hits the New York Times bestseller list, all that really means, if you want to get way down to the nitty gritty, is that you had good sales 1 week.
Yeah.
I mean, it's wonderful. It's amazing. And it's not something they can ever take away. Like now that's a line that gets to go on every book. But at the same time, it's not like, oh my God,
Yeah. You have to be able to maintain that. It's not like your life isn't completely altered and you're a millionaire now. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Now, what is your most unpopular opinion?
Ooh. Probably, and this is the one that gets me tripped up all the time. It's not really an unpopular opinion, but I haven't read Harry Potter because I can't get into them.
Really?
I know. Take away my writing card. I don't know.
One of my best friends hates Harry Potter.
I don't hate it. I just can't get into it.
She's like, this is really dumb. I don't like it. And I'm like, okay, all right. To each their own. So, yeah.
Sometimes I feel like anytime I'm at a writing festival, I'll be on at least one panel where they'll be like, okay, put your characters into Hogwarts houses. And I'm like, I can't do that. Like, I don't know. I feel like I should learn just so I can answer the question.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Because I didn't want to read it either.
Oh, see, thank you.
I audiobooked it, but the performances are good, so
Yeah.
That's the way I need to do it. That's how I need to make it happen.
Audiobooks are my drugs.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Be any character from a story that you've read or written, what would it be?
I missed the beginning of the question.
If you could be any character?
If I could be any character.
Yeah.
Wow.
From a story you've read or written.
It's very broad.
That is really broad.
It's awesome too, though, guys. Come on.
We know it's not Harry Potter, though, so there's that.
Yeah, not Harry Potter. Ooh. Wow, that's a really tough question. I mean, I'm going to say that if I had to be a character that I had written, I would probably pick Gray from A Curse So Dark and Lonely because he's kind of a badass. Am I allowed to say that on your show?
Yeah.
I think so. But then again, he's trapped in the curse. God, like so many characters have just.
The curse is a drag.
Yeah, the curse is kind of a drag. Yeah, and even.
It always comes with the price.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Right, like any character I can think. I loved An Ember in the Ashes by Saba Tahir. But all of her characters were also miserable. I don't know that I would want to be a character in a book because they're always tortured.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds tough.
That's
Yeah,
tough.
like in The Great Gatsby, you choose to be Nick, the one that didn't really participate because he's like, they're all miserable. Remember, he's kind of on the sidelines, like, oh, this is too much for me.
Yeah, because I'm going through all of these characters in my head, and I'm like, oh no, all of these people have really sad stories.
That tends to be the case with fantasy stories as well. You know, people suffer. Like no one, you know, you might want to go to Hogwarts if that's your thing, but you would never want to go into the world of the Hunger Games. Like, nope. Too much.
Too much.
That's legit.
Yeah, she does. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would want to be like in a llama llama picture book. That's
a fair answer.
There's a little too much rhyme for me.
Oh, I love llama llama. They are my favorite.
Oh, the rhymes are so, it feels like I'm in a box when I'm reading it to my kids, so I have to make up words because I get anxious.
That's funny.
I go to mama, llama, and I'm like, stop it.
But you know, my favorite part of the llama llama books is that the school not that you guys need to hear about llama llama, but the school teacher is a zebra.
Yeah.
And the zebra is always knitting. And I just yes,
that makes sense.
I know, I can just imagine, because Anna Dewdney, the author, who unfortunately passed away, but I could just imagine her being like, all right, what could I give this teacher to do that would make the least amount of sense?
I hope there was irony involved.
Yes, I'm sure there was. Because it's like so deliberate that her hooves.
Yeah, it's not possible. Well, this goes into our next question really well. So now that we're talking about creatures and animals, what is your favorite magical creature and why?
Oh, wow. So it's got to be Pegasus.
Yeah.
Flying. Yes.
Yeah.
100%. I was obsessed with horses when I was a kid, and I just thought that was the coolest thing ever. Yeah, by far, easily, hands down.
That's cool. That's great.
Yeah.
And enough to ride, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, 100%.
Although you should use a saddle.
I mean, maybe it might be slightly safer.
Yeah.
Awesome. Wand, staff, sword, or spear?
Sword.
What would be your weapon of choice? It would be sword?
Sword.
Yeah.
Without question. Yeah.
Okay, good, but then embellish. Like, does it glow? Does it have an inner voice that talks to you and craves blood? I don't know. I've actually read that, by the way.
That seems like a very creepy sword.
It's random.
I don't know. To me, there's something very sexy about like swords and swordplay. When I was writing Curse, I watched probably far more videos than I needed to watch about like swordplay and how it all works and comes together. And I think it's really kind of fascinating, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think so.
I mean, not a talking sword. What's that?
It would get annoying.
Shut up. But but that's how books are for. Because now I'm like, ooh, could I do a talking sword in a story?
I could see myself doing this.
Yeah.
Stay tuned in a few years. I don't know.
Character, the Stormlight Archives, Brandon Sanderson, where the sword is this ancient sword that seeks blood and everything. So,
oh wow.
What's that again?
It was book 3 or something.
That was Stormlight.
One of the Stormlight.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was really funny. The sword was actually quite witty.
Cool.
It was kind of like sarcastic and trickstery.
Yeah. Okay, so if you could ask anything of your readers, what would it be?
I mean, obviously, keep reading my books in any way they can. Keep reading books that are outside their comfort zone. Read books by people that are not like them, that are from different countries or different life experiences. Read as widely as possible. For sure, that would probably be my ask of my readers.
I love that.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And you have to fight to do that, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
Because you get in a book that you like and you're like, well, I'll read 72 like them first.
Absolutely. I mean, that's just human nature. Because it's funny because I try, a few times a year to kind of go out and seek out a book that I wouldn't necessarily pick up. Um, and it's funny how you discover, new authors or, new things that you might be interested in that you never would have picked up before.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Very cool. Okay, this one is hard for me to word. I wasn't successful last time.
We've been working through this.
What fantastical setting are you most inspired by in your books? Right? So not like where do you write in this world? What setting is awesome for you to write about? There you go.
That's good. Yeah. Right?
I really like kind of the whole medieval foresty kind of place, if that's a coherent way to put it. I mean, obviously, because that's what shows up so much in Curse. I really do like forests and woods and trees and kind of getting back to nature. I feel like there's something kind of mystical about places that are all just nature, 100% nature. I had a lot of fun writing that scene where Harper is going through the woods and suddenly it turns to winter time, and she's looking around and she's like, now that's when she knows something is up.
That's really cool. And what character in A Curse is your favorite?
Oh, I love them all. I get this question so often. I love Harper because Harper is like a little bit snarky, but really does want the best for everybody around her, and has zero time for Ren's crap and brooding and, being like, woe is me, I'm stuck in this castle. And she's like, suck it, your people are suffering. But I like that Ren, like still, even after being trapped in this castle for so long, just cares so much for his people and he wants to protect them. He just can't really figure out how to do it. And I love Gray because the book was included in Fairy Loot's Book of the Month a few months ago, and they had a picture. I'll have to see if I can send you the PDF of it. And in the picture, like Gray is kind of like, all right, it's just, I'm here. Let's do it again.
That's funny.
Wow. So no, I do. I love all three of them.
You can have all three then.
Well, yeah.
I'm taking them. They're mine.
Well, it was awesome talking to you. We've been kind of stalking's the wrong word. We've been checking you out on Instagram.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
I watched you fold clothes, and yeah, that's when I knew I think we'd be best friends. At that.
Yay, a best friend on the other coast. It was funny because when I started doing that, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do folding clothes. Hopefully it'll be cute and people won't be like, this woman is just bored folding laundry, which I also was. And I had like 2 people message me and they're like, you're not supposed to wash whites and colors together.
That is so random.
I was like, thank you for the laundry input. I mean, I welcome all messages from my readers, and I recognize I did put myself out there for that. Folding laundry.
So funny though. I'm like, you have to take the humor of that. You're like, okay, well, it's out there, and that's what I got.
And so maybe not type A enough to have 4 different loads, like there's brights, darks, whites, and gentles. No.
Yeah, and towels.
We do gentle and massive pile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom is hyperventilating just because I'm talking about this right now.
Well, where can we find you online?
So I'm on Twitter and Instagram. Both are at Brigid Kemmerer, Brigid Kemmerer. And I am on Facebook. I have a Facebook page and a Facebook group. The Facebook page is just Brigid Kemmerer Writes. I have a Tumblr, but I don't really use it. I
Doesn't, you know. Sorry, Instagram stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really seems to just mostly be Instagram and Twitter nowadays. So.
And any cons, any book signings, any cool stuff in the next few months?
Yes. So at the end of May, and I think May 31st and June 1st, I will be at BEA and BookCon, and that's in New York City. I'll be signing advanced review copies of A Heart So Fierce and Broken, which is the sequel to Curse. And we'll be doing the cover reveal on social media in the next couple weeks. I am dying to show people the cover. It is killing me. I'm not allowed to share any details, nothing, but trust me, it is killing me. And then I'm going to be going on tour for I have another book that comes out this year. Call It What You Want is a YA contemporary, and I've got a 10-city tour at the end of June through middle of July.
Okay,
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Well, we will see you at BookCon.
Yay! Oh my goodness, please come by. I'll be doing a in-booth signing at the Bloomsbury booth.
We will be there. I am
Awesome.
With our own copies of A Heart So Fierce and
Broken.
Broken.
Good.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been seeing like everywhere that your book is popping up on Instagram, which it pops up a lot. Everyone's like,
Hey.
"Is there a sequel coming up? Is there like everyone, because
Yes.
there's a really good end to your book, like it ties up really well. So, but everybody wants another story. So
I know. I can't wait. I'm very excited.
Awesome.
So please do come see me. It'd be nice to meet you guys in person.
yeah,
Awesome.
we'll come and say hi.
And everyone else watching is going to go there too and buy 17 copies of your book.
Yes,
Oh, I hope so.
we'll make them.
Thank you guys so much for inviting me onto your show. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
And thank you for doing this with us. It's just it's really great meeting you and talking to you and on your book and your writing.
Thanks so much. Likewise.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a great night.
Yeah,
you too.
you
Have
as
a good
well.
night. Thank you, Brigid.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.